Folks, what is going on? It is time for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series once more here, this time from Michigan International Speedway. After our season debut last week at Talladega, it was an awesome time there. And man, what a great race we had for sure. Tonight, Michigan, 120 laps to decide this one. Right now, we're gonna get down trackside, qualifying underway. Just a few minutes. Let's take a look down. Right now, down to trackside. Who's going to get it right now? A lot of drivers trying to go for the pole. And again, the pole position driver gets that one extra playoff point for the end of the season. Definitely can be a huge one to get. Every point matters once we get closer and closer to the playoffs. Right now, we're nowhere close to them, right? But we'll get there quicker than you'd like to think. So right now, Thomas George already puts a lap up, 38.85. Not bad. And a different thing we're doing this season too. Last season, if you recall, we did 1 lap qualifying. This season, we're doing 2 laps. A request that was made by the drivers. We thought last year, one might be kind of interesting and see what you can do on that 1 lap, but sometimes it can be too much, and that's totally all right. Josh Larson here in the 51. Michael Johnson to the point right here already in that 39. Looking pretty good right now so far. Man, everyone just already. Adam Garza crosses the stripe. We know how fast he is, 38.54. Jacob Weist, look at this. Man, 1/1000th of a second. Look at this though. Smrecker up to the top. P1 for Smrecker. 38.44. Very, very fast lap. John Hagan almost snuck by, but couldn't quite get there. Michael Johnson, his second lap, just finishing up. P2 right there. Who else can sneak their way in? A couple of guys haven't come down on track yet. There's the 38, Drew Jua. New driver in the field tonight. Well, I say new driver. He isn't really new. He's been here before in the series. But his first time back in a while, so glad to see him back for sure. Jackson Anderson slow right here. Looks like he might be trying to get one more lap going. We'll see. BP P5. And you cannot miss that car. Ghost, Energy, yellow and baby blue. I love it. Max Brady. Uh-oh. Paint scheme not dialed in right here. Could be on our end. We'll do a little refresh in the warm-up session here momentarily. But Dylan Basin on track as well. Another new driver this week in the 84 Advent Health Machine. Alrighty, who else on track? Villalobos. Bunch of guys might wait, right? It's a 5-minute session. Try and find out when they can go. A couple of guys out right now. Ryan Sharp. Doesn't seem like he's up to full speed right now, so just trying to see what he's doing here, but maybe coming on in. Frankie Barroso on the back stretch. Did not have a great Talladega. Wishes that would just go away, and he is happy to be in a completely different state here in Michigan right now. So let's see what he gets right here. First lap by, I believe. Pretty good lap. P7 so far. Jonathan Wright, his first appearance of the season so far. Man, love this car. Green and blue. Looking good. American flag on top. Love it. Brandon 6 crossing the line here. Where's that put him? Man, he crossed the line at the last second. Where'd he sneak in? Oh, P13 for Brandon 6. We just saw. So 13th for Brandon 6. So Devin Smrecker will be your pole sitter today here in Michigan. Gets that one extra playoff point. Awesome stuff. Quick 5-minute warm-up for these drivers to get some things going here. Get some pit road entry practice and whatnot. We're going to take a couple of minutes here and thank some sponsors. We'll come right back, folks.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers bowl sleeping, Rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, Rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Welcome back, folks. This is the race day again. It is time for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. Race number 2 here in season number 8. Can't wait to get this thing going right now. Michigan has always been a pretty fun track, and right now we're going to see a lot of drivers. 40 drivers, I believe, tonight will be on the grid trying to get themselves that W. A lot going on today. Happy to have you folks. Man, last couple of weeks in Talladega at the duels, and then at the season opener last week was a lot of fun. Now things kind of get back over into the normal season, right? Michigan this week, Pocono next week, a couple of big tracks. And then we'll start to go into the smaller ones and road courses and all kinds of wild stuff. But tonight, we have Michigan, 2-mile track, a lot of fun, high banks. We're going to get down to it. Appreciate, folks, all the subscribers, all the likes, man, all of the, just all of it. Appreciate it. Gets us pretty far. And right now, about 45 seconds away from getting this race underway. We'll scoot down trackside real quick and take a look at a couple drivers and see where they're at right now. Seeing Andrew Phipps coming down pit road and practicing a little bit, making sure his pit stops are nice and clean. Kenny Reel right here in the back. Good time right now to kind of feel out the setup, but also kind of feel out the, again, pit road entry, right? So the interesting thing about the season 2, and again, big thanks to Premier Setup Shop for doing these setups for us. These drivers don't get, as a reminder, the setups until the race session. Oh, 6 goes around right here, but yeah, these drivers don't get their hands on the setups until the actual race session. Something different. So you basically get an hour and a half with practice, you know, on the car, and that's it. So something different, a lot going on here. We're gonna go on trackside now again for the grid as we're getting down to it. Let's get going here. Big thanks, by the way, Blackened American Whiskey. We'll talk more about them in a little bit. Huge shout out to them. If you are a fan of Metallica, you definitely know what they're all about. And they're coming on board this race today, just like last season, actually, and sponsoring today's race. So big thanks to them. On the pole today, there he is, Devin Smecker, going to be rolling off in P1. Watch out for that man right here. Can be dangerous for sure. Michael Johnson, P2, rolling off the field. John Hagan, third spot. Jackson Anderson, next in line right there. Brandon Fetterplace in P5. Adam Garza, sixth place. Frankie Barroso, right there in P7. Jacob Weist, P8. Andrew Phipps in P9. Julio Villalobos in P10. Thomas Meeks, a good start right there, P11. Joseph Mealy, 12th place. Brandon 6 in 13th. Max Brady rolling off P14. Hey, we tried fixing the trading paints. Looks like we have a black car tonight. I'm not sure if there was a mistake maybe on his end, but it can happen. Josh Larson, P15 right here. Tim Robb, 16th. Brandon Bowie in P17. James Thurston, 18th. Spencer Burns, brand new driver today on the field. Looking to see what he can do today. Rolling off in P19. Christian Angel in 20th. Fleming, Whitley, Basin, James Kaufman, Jonathan Wright, Will Doe, as they all roll off the field. Robbins, Bednards, Ryan Sharp, Salyers, Halsey, Emery, Gasorn, Reels, Alasny, Silver, Albert Forrester, Thomas George, and then Daryl Young doesn't appear to be on the track. I know he was dealing with the flu today, unfortunately for him. So maybe decided not to race this one. We'll find out for sure, but that's the field, folks. Big grid, a lot of drivers trying to get themselves to the front of the field and get this win. Race details today, real quick. 120 laps, stage 1, lap 40, stage 2, lap 80, 75% fuel, 0 fast repairs, 3 green-white checkers. That's it. And keep in mind, those stages, we don't throw the yellow flags. We don't throw the yellow flags for stages. So keep that in mind today. Once the stage hits, we're going to keep on rolling. Just got confirmation, man. Yeah, Daryl Young just has the flu too bad right now. Can't go. Not going to make the start of this race. Understandable enough for sure. Not a fun time. Smecker, Johnson up front. Going to lead this race off here. Looks like we have about, 39, 40 drivers on the field. A couple of guys couldn't make it, obviously, and that's totally fine. Sometimes that can happen. But stage 1 will end on lap 40. And off we go. Chat's already popping off. Hey, we love it. Let's keep it going, too. I don't even want to see it stopping, honestly. We're going to get it this time by, though. Going to go green flag here for the Blackened American Whiskey 240. Going to get it going here. Pace car makes that hard left-hand corner. And here we go. Flagman has the green flag in the air. Smecker and Johnson will lead us off in the Geico restart zone. The Blackened American Whiskey is under green. Already 4 wide into turn 1 and turn 2. I expect to see a lot of this all race long, but keep in mind you don't get any fast repairs. Hold on to her. 120 laps. It's a long time around this place. 3 wide, John Hagen in the middle. Man, Smecker was right there too. Almost 5 wide. What are we doing? First time by. Michael Johnson has the lead. Early on, we're not messing around right now, folks. Michael Johnson up front, Garza, and then right behind him, an absolute mess of drivers. They make their way, though. I'll tell you what, this is probably the most competitive field we've seen in ASRA history. I gotta tell you, so many guys here are so good. Mistakes are gonna happen, right? That's bound to be a possibility. Man, as Smecker makes a move here around BP. But look at the pack behind him, 3 and 4 wide. This track's big enough to do it. You can do it all day long if you want to, but man, you gotta be so careful. All over the place. Brandon 6 in the middle right there. Thomas Meeks pushing him. And again, just like Talladega last week, the draft does matter here for sure. Front stretch, part of the back stretch. But you really can't make that draft work around the corners. You can't really, you know, arrow push or even push, you know, like you can at those places, right? It's not as easy. Adam Garza going for the front here on the outside lane through the fog a little bit. Michael Johnson, though, man, looking strong early. This is a man who has come so close to winning races last year, the year before, just couldn't quite get it done yet. Still a big 0 in that W column, but I'll tell you what, it is coming for sure. He is too good not to get a win. As Anderson tries to make a move here, too, on the inside. Going to sneak in the middle here. Cuts that nose a little bit of Adam Garza. As John Hagen in that 81, going to try and sneak around a move right here on the inside. Jacob Weiss to follow. Middle of the pack, back of the pack. Still a lot of drivers all over the track. Kind of a single file back here. Forrester, Emery, Nick Silver, last week's Talladega winner, all kind of just hanging out in the back here. They might know something we don't. Can fuel go? Stage 1. Or can it not? Our notes right here kind of contradict each other, but man, that could be a huge thing too, right? Can fuel make it to the stage? Seeing some beating and banging already. John Hagen and Garza up front. Jackson going to use that apron right there. Everything is fair game. The apron, the track, all of it. You can go down below that line. You couldn't last week, but you can today. And Smecker right here, kind of already in the middle of it. Your pole sitter. Let's jump on board real quick. We love to do it. There it is, the Hosky hot lap. Devin Smecker from the inside, out of turn 4 right here. Pretty loose for the most part. Right here, though, that draft is so key. And you heard that right there, the upshift. So they're staying in 4th. Coming into the corner. There it is. You hear the rev limiter up there. Ooh, little, pretty close to his teammate there, Garza. Sneaks in that low line. Thought about 3 wide for a second. Gonna push Brady instead. Man, good stuff right here, though. This is a great example of how intense this can get. The nice thing about these Premier setups, they're planted. They feel really good. I expect these guys to feel comfortable in this car today. So far, it's looking like it. Right now, lap number 9. Front of the pack, Anderson trying to sneak around Michael Johnson here. Johnson has that preferred line. A lot like Auto Club, I feel like. Auto Club and this track really have a lot of similarities in style and in, you know, shape. Auto Club, you can really make the outside lane work. Ooh, as Thurston got real close there to Max Brady. No harm, no foul. But the outside lane really, really works, as we're seeing 3 wide still right here, back of the pack, or mid-pack, excuse me. Andrew Phipps locking down the middle lane. Good stuff right there. Shout out, by the way, to Andrew Phipps at number 22 right there. His sub last week, Brian Messer, did a fantastic job at Talladega. Right now, though, we have Andrew Phipps live and in person. So good to see him there on track. Yeah, a lot of guys. Anderson made that pass, actually. But look at this. Johnson kind of just steamrolls past him on the outside lane. Ooh, Anderson. Whoa. What was that? Just flat doored him right there. I'm not sure if that was an aggressive side draft, but whew. Early aggression already. Amazing job so far by these guys. Single file for the most part. And again, right, the fact that we don't have automatic yellows. This race could, knock on wood, could go green the entire way. So so there's kind of some urgency really in a different way, right? There's urgency because you just don't know what's going to happen or transpire. Now there's 40 cars on track. Personally, I expect a few cautions, right? Because that's just how things happen. But man, you don't know when they're going to come. And that's usually when it gets awkward, right? And right now, stages, they're going to stay green. Thurston makes a move on the inside here, looking to get around Max Brady, maybe even Smecker. Not quite. So fuel strategy kind of goes up in the air, maybe. Tires, you got to focus on, right? Tires can go pretty far. As Hagen got a little bounce over there. Now 3 wide in between Thurston and Brady. A lot of these guys want to stay up front, get that clean air, right? That's going to be key too. The clean air is better place. Almost got into the back left rear there of Joseph Mealy in the 2 machine. You can see it 3 wide. Brandon 6 staying down low. Christian Angel not too far back either. The low line here, you'll see, I mean, 6 right here is using that low lane right up against the apron. Typically speaking, that's where you'll probably save the most tires. But again, it all comes down to preference and how you drive your car, right? As right now, Anderson stays in the lead. P1, 14 laps down already. Let's take a quick look, actually, in the back of the field. Well, it looks like Thomas George actually already out of the race, too. I'm not sure what happened there to him, but maybe a connection issue. That is unfortunate for them. Man, not good. Let's go back real quick. Here we go. My apologies. Back in the field right now, currently, Albert Forrester. Emery, Nick Silver as well in the back. I've got a feeling, right? Nick Silver, he is not a slow driver. I think he is just doing this intentionally to stay on the lead lap and save some fuel for the stage. If I had to guess, right? That's the kind of guy I feel like Nick Silver is. He's smart. He's going to get this done. Emery right there, right behind him. And even Forrester doing the same thing, right? Get those stage points at all costs. That's how you get yourself in the playoffs. A couple of guys back here too. Austin Halsey, Jonathan Wright. Doing pretty good here in the back of the field. Bernard's Real. Let's show off a couple of these cars right here. Bednards, there we go. Kaufman. Ryan Sharp. Oh yeah, a bunch of guys right here. Holding on to what they can. Looks like Drew Jewell might actually have some damage there. Currently in 23rd, the right front. You can see it. Middle car. Little bit of damage there. Not good. Long race though. A lot can happen. Starting in the back of the field, though, in these races, man, it is just so difficult. Ooh, as BP gets in the wall out of 4. Look at this. Spencer Burns. How about that for a debut? Had to sneak in between Weist right there, I believe that was. No, Tim Robb, excuse me. Snuck in. And Smecker right now making his way around. Spencer right here, I'll tell you what. On the move in that 78. Brandon Bowie going to give him a push right here. Defending champion Brandon Bowie, 2-time champion. A couple of 2-time champions actually close by. There's Mark Whitley down there in that lime green car. So front of the field still Jackson Anderson, Adam Garza, Max Brady, John Hagan, Michael Johnson, P5. I mean, again, right, tires. Fuel can go pretty long, especially compared to last season. Man, what a great job so far. Anderson, everyone here. I feel like a couple of these guys too, right? And Smecker might be a part of them. Michael Johnson. They started right that front row as, where'd he go? Smecker right here, 16th. You don't want to fall too far back, right? But I think there's some value in starting up front, but then holding on to your tires, right? I think that's pretty valuable. You want to stay up front for the most part to stay within range of stage points, but you don't want to kill your stuff early, right? Within these first 10, 20 laps. I think you really want to do your best to hold on to it. And then maybe around that 30, 35 lap mark, right before the stage ends, you start passing more guys to get yourself into that top 10 zone for stage points. I don't know, right? It's all up in the air really at this point, as we're seeing Garza make a move here to the front of the field. Max Brady, not too far back either, in 3rd spot up top right here. Just sort of car in the wall right there. Couldn't quite tell if he was in there bad, but all good. Ooh, yellow flag is out though. Oh my word, huge wreck right here, mid-pack. Looks like Mark Whitley's involved. Who else? Jua, Villalobos, Fleming. I believe I saw Phipps as well. I sure did. Oh man, Salyers pretty well torn up. Looks like Phipps might be pretty, man, banged up as well too on the right side there. That car might be done. Man, heartbreak. Already lap 21. What happened here? Let's go back. Might take a second here to kind of decipher where and what happened. We'll go back a bit. Let's ride on board Mark Whitley. I know he was kind of right in the area. We'll try and see if we can nail it down real quick. So what happens? I believe it was in right here, turns 2 and 3, or where does this go down? Because it involves so many people. Oh, yeah, there it is right there, man. So Phipps got kind of into the right rear, I guess, of Whitley, or excuse me, the other way around. Man, not sure if Whitley comes down or if Andrew comes, into him. We'll try and get a better look here. Unfortunate. We'll go, This will do it. This will show us the camera and see what went down here, because obviously it was definitely involving the 22 and the 77. On the backstretch, entering turn 3. A couple of drivers are pitting, by the way. We'll get to that in just a second, but here we go. So So Phipps makes a move here. Yeah, just comes into him. Little too close. Gets him right there in the left rear. And around we go. Big damage for, man, 6 or 7 cars right here for sure. A couple of them might be recoverable, but hey, at a track like this, 3-4 wide, everyone's tight together. It is not always an easy task. So big wreck right here involving Andrew Phipps as well as Mark Whitley. Mark actually back on track already. I don't see much. I think his left, or his right rear, or right front, excuse me, is pretty well beat up, but he should be able to continue here. As we get back going, lap 23, working our first yellow flag of the day. And just like that, it can go down. A couple of drivers definitely going to be hurt after that one. We still have those 17 laps to go until stage 1 ends. A caution like this should definitely help the drivers close on fuel to getting through stage 1, but here we go. So right now, lap 23, Garza, Anderson, Johnson, Brady, Hagan, your top 5. And again, just to cover real quick the race details, there we go. 120 laps, stage 1 ends, lap 40, lap 80 for each of these. So 75% fuel, 0 fast repairs. So everyone involved in that wreck right there, unfortunately, is not going to be able to, fully repair their car, but these races are long. It can happen for sure. They can definitely make it back. So we'll see. Pace car going to turn left right here. We're going to get a restart. Lap 24, 16 laps to go until stage 1 concludes. Adam Garza leads us back off. Jackson Anderson on the outside as well. Here we go. Back green we go. And oh boy, we try to go and bring the noise, but right now, man, unfortunately, a huge wreck involving some leaders right now. I believe that was involving, man, Anderson and I believe Michael Johnson. I think Emery also might have gotten involved there too. What happened here? A couple of favorites, I guess, at the front. We'll go back once more. Man, quick yellow. Let's go back to him. Michael Johnson up in the front right here. Ooh, a little sideways. Looks like just a bad, I guess, bump really by Thurston. Bowie gets involved here a little bit. Not sure that he got involved too bad, it looks like, but oh man. Yeah, Michael Johnson hard into that wall. And then I think Emery comes through. Yeah, just kind of finishes him off. Man, unfortunate. Let's go back once more. I want to see what Thurston, how he kind of got into him right there, I guess. So where's Thurston here? Let's go back. Here he is. So approaching turn 1. Oh man, yeah, just kind of a difference of braking zone maybe, or lift points, I guess. That's a tough deal. right there from Michael Johnson. So second caution right now, lap 26. Just like that. It always amazes me how many drivers in the race are actually chatting in the stream as well. I don't know how you guys do that. I can't even multitask. I could not be able to multitask that. John Hagan right now in pit road. Brandon Bowie as well. A couple of drivers here. Yeah, some right side damage. Yeah, for Bowie. Front and back fenders. John Hagan, I don't think he had damage, but maybe just a different strategy option here he's going for. A couple of guys. Smacker, your pole setter down pit road. Yeah, Whitley fixing some more damage. Jua definitely beat up pretty bad. So, bunch of guys right now. Big timers. Having some issues. Adam Garza right now looking pretty good in the front of the field. That can happen. For sure. Right now, though, we'll take some time here real quick. We'll thank some sponsors. Here's a word, actually, from our sponsor of today's race, Blackened American Whiskey.
Before the first note is played,
We know what we want.
before the first note is played,
We know what we want.
The challenge the expected.
With people who share the same passion.
A new sound.
a new song,
A whiskey that redefines the category.
Blackened American Whiskey,
Pushing the limits with those who've been here.
and those who join us to forge new directions.
Big thanks to them. Blackened American Whiskey. Pretty cool stuff right there, man. I'll tell you what. Awesome, awesome time. Side note, man, I saw Metallica last year back in Gillette Stadium. For those of you who don't know, I'm in the Boston, Mass area. And they came to Gillette where the Patriots play a couple, what was it, August 1st, I think it was? Man, that was an incredible time. Long story short, bought the cheapest tickets just because, why not, just to go there, experience it, whatever. Long story short, ended up working my way onto the floor, just snuck by some security and, this and that, a couple of alcoholic beverages later, we made it happen. So a lot of fun. And, man, I'll tell you what, just a good time all around. But right now we're going to try and finish this first stage. Second caution right now. A bunch of guys did come down pit road. So we're seeing Frankie Barroso, Max Brady up in the front right now. Dylan Basin, Fetter Place, Spencer Burns, a bunch of fast guys here doing their thing. So 12 laps. Actually, by the time we go back green, probably about 10 laps to go here in stage one. Caution flags might be abundant. We'll see. I don't know. We went that 22 laps green there, and a lot can happen. Go Jets. That's the first thing I see when I look at the chat. Oh, man. This is going to be a long night. It's all good. Hey, listen, we're not good. But you know what? We get my boy Drake May. He give us a couple of weapons. Actually, hold on. Didn't I feel like I just read somewhere that one of your wide receivers just left or was released from the Jets, so might be picking that boy up. We'll see. But lap 29, second caution. Again, stage ends in 10 laps. Bunch of drivers right now in the pits. Emery still back here. Michael Johnson. Yeah, all these drivers pretty well banged up. Again, unfortunately, from some damage here. Most of them staying on the lead lap. It's just a matter of fixing and repairing. So, pace car on the back stretch. A couple more. Ooh, looks like Dylan Basin maybe going to the back here. Might not have understood the pit or the choose car process. Sometimes that happens. The choose car with one to go, or choose rule, excuse me, with one to go. They stay up high against the wall for the outside lane and down low against the apron for the inside lane, and it looks like somebody might not have done that properly. So there he is. Looks like Frankie chose the outside lane. He will be the leader here as we get back going. Max Brady on the inside as well. Here we go. Restart here with 10 laps to go in stage 1. And right now, good stuff up front. Frankie Barroso, Brandon Fetterplace, BP on the outside is lane 2. A lot of these guys having the issues, right? Big name drivers. This is going to allow a bunch of these guys to get up front and race. And stage points will matter so much this season. Right now we're seeing a bunch of them make it happen. Spencer Burns on the inside lane. Little wiggle right there. I'm not sure if he got hit from the back, but Frankie Barroso will lead his first laps of the season under green flag conditions, and a big bump right there from his teammate BP. Hey, don't hold him back though. Look at Jacob Weiss. Uh-oh, Kenny Reel in the grass. Man, good save from Kenny Reel. Maybe a bad bump gone wrong, but kept her straight. Good job. Still kind of 2x2 all around this place right here. Middle of the pack, we're seeing a couple of guys right here. Bednards, Halsey, a couple of new drivers to the season. Robbins right there. Very solid effort right now by these guys. Top 20 is a great spot to be. And I'll tell you what, again, earlier I said this is probably our most competitive season so far, right? And these guys, brand new to the series, a top 20 is really, really good. Any week you can get it. Big change up right here in the back of the field. Devin Smecker, that 26, trying to work his way up back to the front. Garza in the back as well. Again, these guys, a couple of guys might have decided to take fuel right there. Kind of sacrifice their stage points, maybe, right? Get themselves to the front towards the end. So wins do matter, but they don't matter as much as points. This season, it's really about the points. Ooh, caution flag is out. Oh, right in the back of the field here. Forrester and who is that? Basin. Dylan Basin. Man, tough right there. And that's how fast it can happen. Dylan Basin, recipient of a black flag, I believe, from a choose rule violation. And when you go to the back, sometimes things can happen. Let's go back real quick and find out. Forrester. Oh, it's already kind of going down here. Let's go back a little bit further. I want to find out right when it happens. There we go. Forrester here. Maybe a bounce off the wall or something. That's usually the culprit. Not quite right there, though, out of turn 4. So let's see. Oh, that was Basin. Yeah, that was Basin all day long. Forrester couldn't hold on to it right there. But, yeah, that was Basin kind of coming down across his nose. I'm sure he thought he was clear, but he definitely wasn't. So that's on Basin, unfortunately for him. And sometimes the issues just keep compounding, right? You get back to the field, or back to the rear of the field for choose car violation, or at least I'm assuming. And, man, it can happen that quick. So, gotta be careful. Up front, though, Frankie Barroso, Fetter Place. A couple of Bowie Eastboard drivers. Spencer Burns making his debut. Jacob Weiss for Apollo Motorsports. Then Max Brady, Zelazny, Fleming, a couple of flagship drivers, actually on the line right here. Thomas Meek's not too far back either, top 10. So really, really good run here so far from flagship. Bunch of teams kind of spread out so far. Bunch of guys coming down pit road. Take a look over here. Your pole sitter comes down for a splash, it looks like, right there, with his teammate Adam Garza in tow. Bunch more guys, again, damage to fix for Basin. Salyers, man, a lot of these guys fixing damage. That's how fast. That's how fast it can happen, folks. But lap 35, we're close. We're close to stage 1. One thing we did save though, so again, lap 40, when they cross the line of lap 40, that's when the top 10 who were scored at that time, they will be getting those stage points. But if we get a yellow flag before, or I guess within those 5 laps before the stage ends, we'll throw the caution out. All right, we won't throw the caution out, but if the caution comes out, let me just restart, okay? We're cooked, okay? So, if the stage at lap 40 happens naturally, cool, we stay green, all's good. But, if a caution comes out within 5 laps, so pretty much once we get going here, that'll be determined as the stage finish at time of yellow. So, top 10 will freeze, essentially, and off we go. So, top of the board here, Frankie Barroso choosing his lane. Looks like a couple of guys actually choosing the inside lane. Spencer Burns getting the front right here alongside Frankie Barroso. So, good stuff. Lap 36, we'll go green on lap 37. So, it'll be a 3-lap race to get to the stage. But again, no yellow once the stage hits. So it's a race for points, and then maybe it's a race to cool it down or save tire or whatever you got to do. It's kind of a different thing. At Talladega, we didn't really see it, but I'm curious to know if at some point we see, you know, a mad dash for points, right, at the stage line or at the stage marker, right? But then drivers kind of just like, you know, and then stop, right? Stop pushing. Maybe slow it down, save tire, save fuel, right? Maybe, you know, find some guys kind of fading back into the pack for, you know, a couple of laps or whatnot. I'd be curious to see if that comes to be at some point. But again, this race, it could go green at any point for the rest of the race because there's no guaranteed yellows. So it kind of acts as a wild card essentially, but hey, you never know. Spencer Burns, Frankie Barroso up front. And here we go. Back green here for the Blackened American Whiskey 240, approaching stage number 1's conclusion. And a good jump right here by Frankie on the outside lane. Again, trying to get themselves to the stage. Frankie Barroso, tell you what, not the Talladega he wanted, but right here in line to win a stage. Brandon Fetterplace right behind him. His teammate going to give him a bump right here. Jacob Weist. They found a friend in Weist right here. Awesome run. 3, 4, and 5 wide in the back, I believe I saw everyone right here in the back. And again, if you're not in position to that top 10, there's no real need to go insane right now, right? Because there's no yellow that's coming out that'll save you. Spencer Burns chooses the outside lane here. Try and get the run. Zelazny kind of sneaking his way through right here too on the inside lane. Looking pretty good. He might have a run here up against Spencer. Hard side draft by Spencer. Good move right there actually to kind of blockade that run that Zelazny had. 1 lap to go until the stage points are awarded. Frankie comes down across Spencer Burns. Nice move right there. Now along the backstretch. Might not be enough here. Again, we're going to stay green here, but the points will be awarded. Good stuff. No one's going to catch him. Frankie Barroso will get stage 1. There he is. Frankie Barroso, stage winner. Right now, though, we stay green. Stage 1 has concluded. And now on to stage number 2. And we keep trucking along. And right now, if you're Frankie Barroso, really, if you're anybody in the top 5 or so, you don't necessarily need, you know, to get to race super hard right here, right? You can afford at this point now to kind of relax a little bit. Maybe consider your tires, consider your fuel, you know, percentage, things like that. But right now we are just all over the place. 4 wide right here. Actually, I'm going to keep it right here in the front because we're about 3 wide right here. Zelazny up front on the outside lane. Good stuff right here. It's evident to me that these drivers can really feel pretty comfortable about this, right? Ooh, little tight battle there. Wildo on the outside. Ryan Sharp got together there. Thurston, little bumperoo. Up against Josh Larson. Tell you what, this Larson paint scheme, I like it a lot, but I feel like I've seen it on like 4 other other drivers, so it throws me off whenever I see it. But that's Josh Larson's paint scheme today. Looking really good. Middle of the pack, I'll tell you what, is always going to be chaotic. Everyone's fighting for everything they can, and these cars, quite frankly, just aren't super great in dirty air, right? Passing is just not a lot of fun. It really comes down to tire wear, right? You kind of have to, you know, it's like death by 1,000 cuts, right? You really have to like save your tires intentionally and then pick people off one by one as the race goes on. But a lot of drivers making it happen here. Nick Silver in the middle right here. Last week's winner. Man, he has found a way to get himself into the front. Earlier, we saw him kind of, oh boy, hold on to it. 3 wide's great, but not all the time. And that was almost a wreck. But Nick right now going to try and get himself to the front of the field. Really good runs. Spencer Burns making a dive down low right here. Now a new player involved, Brandon Six on the high line. Clean air here has got to feel really good for Frankie Barroso. You can tell he's in a groove. So much dirty air here, especially, I mean, again, 3 wide, 4 wide sometimes, right? Couple of guys still in the back right here, so keep in mind, Devin Smecker, your pole setter right now in P24. Keeping it easy right here. Ooh, Ryan Sharp, a little loose. Now we're going to be 4 wide here. They'll clear it out. But man, I wasn't kidding. Mid-pack is just an absolute circus. But that can happen. These guys aren't messing around though. Every spot matters, right? Points are so key. You have to fight for every spot you have. Big bang right. I believe that was Matthew Fleming actually in the middle. Hit the outside wall, I believe. Kind of checked up Mealy right there, and then Basin. Fleming going to try and go for Tim Robb's spot right there on the outside. Not going to get there quite yet. Look at this. Jacob Weist on the inside. Really, really good run. I'll tell you what, these guys, even at Dega, they impressed the hell out of me. Weist won stage 1 at Dega, and him and his teammate Tim Robb really made a great strategy call to pull it off too. It was something. Lap 48 though, almost 50 laps into this race right here, the Blackened American Whiskey 240. Big shout out to our title sponsor, by the way, Harpoon Design. Go and check him out, harpoondesign.com. You can fill out his form there to make a paint of your choosing here on a Cup car, Xfinity car, truck, maybe more. Most of this field, I'll tell you what, is done by him, and it's definitely a fantastic catalog. And good to see. So big thanks to them. Brantley over there. Ooh, 3 wide. That almost didn't work. Christian Angel on the outside of that blue car. William Robbins. You got to be so careful at tracks like this, right? Because you can be 3 wide in a flash, but it's not like Talladega where you're constantly in the throttle. You know, you're going one direction, one speed, along with everyone else. There's braking points here. There's lift points here. A lot can definitely change, as we saw earlier, right, with Thurston and Michael Johnson, right? That was super unfortunate, but again, lift points, braking points, they can definitely be different for a lot of guys. So lap 50, quickly approaching halfway in this race. Almost 10 o'clock Eastern. Not too bad right there. That's usually a good indication of how the races are going, right? About 2-hour races. Not too bad. These boys putting on one hell of a show right now in race number 2. Frankie Barroso still the leader. Brandon Six, Spencer Burns making a run for it. A bunch of these guys have been up in the front quite a while. Burns, Zelazny, Brady. The top 5 really haven't really changed for quite a while now. They really, can feel it. Right on board real quick, Joseph Mealy. I mean, talk about in the thick of it. He is right here running that low line. Has Basin in the front. Ooh, Bowie as well too, and Weist. And you can see Mealy's kind of a little bit all over the place here. That wheel, little loose. Coming out of turn 4, you're really got to be careful. Here's some tire scrub right here. Got a feeling this car is a little bit tight for him. Comes up against Bowie. Gonna draft right there. See what he does here in turn 3. Man, upshifts in turn 3. I don't know if that's a replay glitch or not, but don't know if that's what he's actually doing. Little loose. Oh boy, hold on to it. Mealy definitely has a handful right now in the number 2 Monita machine, but making it happen. Spencer Burns still trying to track down Frankie Barroso for P1. Adam Garza as well, making a hard charge back to the fronts. A lot of guys really, really good. Christian Angel, I'll tell you what. This man's been on my heart now for a while. He's got some personal stuff going on at home, and man, to do what he's doing right now, pretty special stuff. So I gotta say it, right? Showing up, looking good, and riding here, almost top 5. Speaking of which, lead change, Spencer Burns out front in the Harpoon Design Cup Series right here. Man, awesome job. So now what can he do with it, right? This is the thing. Frankie had that fresh air for so long. Does Spencer benefit from the same thing? We'll track that as we go. Quick update for a couple of drivers in the back of the field. We want to get everyone lined in here. Drew Jua in the back. Again, him as well as Anderson, Forster. All these guys have damage from the earlier incidents, the 2 cautions from before. Unfortunately, big damage, but going to try and keep it going. John Hagan as well. Looks like he has damage too in the front end. We didn't really see him getting involved. Looks like though that is the case for him. Mark Whitley, the same thing. A lot of these guys just trying to kind of hold on to it. A couple more cautions maybe. Get themselves back underway. Will Doe. As we go through the field here, Landon Bednards Austin Halsey, Kaufman, all settling in about that 25th spot, give or take. Jonathan Wright, Scott Gasorn. Hey, this isn't a bad spot to be in, right? You might not necessarily be the fastest car on track, but staying back here, running your race, a lot of these guys can do that and really benefit from it. Larson and Rob right here, starting to get into that middle of the pack, top 20 spots. Oh no, big wreck right here in the front pack. Oh no, Max Brady up top. Looks like Christian Angel, a couple more guys in the front of the field too. All wrecking. Looks like Brendan Fetterplace and Nick Silver. Huge caution on lap 57. Halsey maybe got involved too. Oh my word. Big wreck here. Let's go back and find out what happened. Looks like maybe it started by Christian Angel. We'll see. I'm just getting indications here by our scoring system here. So let's take a look. So right here, Christian Angel, right behind Brandon 6. I'll try and speed this up a bit. Yeah, it doesn't happen right here. It's going to happen next time by. Try and see if we'll get a better... Just a better angle, you know? Here we go. So side by side, Dylan Basin. Oh man, Basin just hits him hard. But then at the same time, Brady in the background also is up against. So it's really kind of two things happening at once here. Christian goes around by himself. Actually, he's not going to have a lot of damage here, which is nice. But definitely Brady was the one, it looks like, that maybe started the second issue. Let's go back and take a look at this real quick. I'm trying to see what kind of started it all, right? Like I don't know if it's aggression. So Anderson way off pace up there in turn 4. Brady kind of just naturally taking the apex. Yeah, and it just comes across. I mean, that's a tough spot to be in. Yeah, Tim Robb involved. Thurston looks like. Don't know that a lot of guys maybe have huge damage out of that, but man, tough break for a lot of those guys. So yeah, kind of two wrecks happening at once for the most part. Dylan Basin got into Angel pretty hard. I don't know if he got loose right there. We saw Millie kind of have to save the car right there a little bit too. So it could have snapped under his wrist a bit, but bunch of guys now though on pit road. Man, who expected to see Michigan having more cars damaged than Talladega last week? I'll tell you, sometimes you just never know what can happen. James Kaufman comes down here. Hagen, Fetterplace. I don't know that Fetterplace had a huge amount of damage there, but definitely enough to warrant coming down pit road. So that can happen. Drew Jua says, Nick Silver just decided to wreck into me. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back and take a look. We'll take requests, you know? Let's see if we can find it. Okay, here we go. Get a better angle here. I know Anderson was, well, I mean, yeah, so let's take a look here. I'm not sure where we're looking here. Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, after it all went down. Yeah, that's tough. Kind of a wreck after it all went down. Yeah, I mean, Nick, I don't know. I mean, I guess couldn't slow it down. Couldn't slow it down. Maybe thought he could save it. You know, I don't know, man. That is tough. Heard his teammate right there too, Feather Place as well, so. But after all that, we restart. Lap 60. Halfway through stage 2. Here we go, back green here. Spencer Burns still leads us off right here. Trevor Zelazny up high. Good stuff right now all around the track. Didn't think Michigan would be a track where, or really a race that you have to kind of survive, but looks like that might be the case early on. Right now we're halfway in this race. Ooh, Smecker and Larson, holy crap. Larson got so out of shape right there. 3 wide. But made it work. Mealy as well in the outside lane. Thurston going to go around Scott Gasorn here. Puts it 3 wide. Good run right there for him. Look at that. Going to get right behind his teammate, Smecker, and give him a push. Oh, Smecker goes around. Oh, man. Did his teammate give him too much of a shot? Honestly surprised that Irising threw that yellow flag, because usually it won't unless they're absolutely sideways or backwards. That was pretty wild. Was that? Let's go back. We were just saying, man, he is... Thurston was on the move right there. Get a better angle here. This might do it. Oh, no. So he comes around the nose, actually, of Robbins. Gets it back going. Let's go back, take a little bit better of a look here. Yeah, here we go. Better angle. So Robbins, yeah, I mean, I feel like Robbins kind of stays in his lane, but Smecker just comes left just a little bit. I mean, that's just, it's a tough call, right? I mean, you're racing right there 2 wide. Your teammates right behind you just gave him a push, but luckily, at the very least, no damage. From what it looks like, at least from, man, Devin. Close. Bunch of guys going to come down pit road right now. Leaders do not, so about 25th on back come down. Bunch of these guys have damage, obviously. Hagen, Brady, we saw have big damage. Fetter Place. Oh, okay, now I see it. Yeah, that right front pretty well dinged up. Drew Jewett still fixing damage. Anderson. A lot going on, but and again too, right? I feel like this is kind of the nice thing, I guess, maybe silver lining about this season, right? Is that there's no win and you're in. So there's no, you don't win a race like Nick Silver did last week and then, automatically advance yourself into the playoffs, right? You really have to be consistent over time and over the entire season. And I think that's key, right? That's key to not only, do well, obviously, but also finish well, so that means, fighting for every single point you can. So come down pit road, fix all the damage. Your race might kind of suck, right? Because now you've got a beat up car and you've got, all this, what's going on, but every point matters. So we're going to see cars pretty well banged up, like these guys back here trying what they can to get out front. But that's kind of the attrition factor, right? Is getting yourself through the race. And with a big crowd, 40 drivers, that's going to happen, right? I mean, no one's a professional here. So these things are bound to happen. But right now, 17 laps before stage 2 ends. Already past the halfway point, so just working our way into stage 2. We're getting there. Folks, big thanks for you, by the way. being here with us, supporting us, and watching the channel and watching race day. And man, a lot of drivers here, a lot of good energy around this league right now. It's a lot of fun, and man, a lot of competition. I feel like there's more drivers in the field right now that can win a race than there are races in the schedule. I really do. These guys are really, really impressive. And right now, I feel like Frankie's, you know, man, I look at a couple of guys, right? Frankie Barroso being one of them just because he's been in the front today so long. He's been a guy last year, right? Didn't win a race. You know, he's kind of on that list for me of guys who, man, he's a guy who can win a race, definitely a contender. Just has to figure it out. I mean, Brandon 6, we know how good he is, right? All the wins he has in this league overall, but only one win last season, right? So, a couple hungry guys. Brandon Bowie, two-time champion, but Kenny Reels right here, right? Coming off a record best finish, P2 at Talladega. So, a lot of guys here in this field going for their first wins or, man, best finishes. But here we go. Lap 65, 15 laps to go in stage number 2. We're back green. And working their way through a couple of guys right here in the mid-pack, just outside that top 10 area. Seeing Josh Larson making his way through as well. This is a great run for him right now. Right there in the middle. Has some flagship. Ooh, lordy. Joseph Mealy. That got close. Matthew Fleming as well. Oh, no. Mealy and Bowie. Bowie saves it. Wow, what a great job. Bunch of amazing saves so far this season. And that was a good one right there. He's not going to be happy about it, but keeps the fenders on. And that's key when it comes to these races. Man, tough race so far. Good racing when we've had it, but man, a couple of cautions here. Pretty wild. Let's go back real quick. This is going to be Brandon Bowie and Joseph Mealy. Oh, man. Yeah, the inside lane there of Mealy and I couldn't quite tell who that was, but just got to him real quick. Couldn't really tell from that angle, I guess, if Mealy kind of just had the lane and he was just about there, or if, you know, Bowie tried to kind of come down too late, kind of block that lane. But man, what a good shot here, by the way. Whiplash Simcams, man. Holy. They know how to make a camera set, and yet again, they make it happen. So no damage, essentially, it looks like, for Brandon Bowie. I know he got involved in that wreck earlier on. But caution number 6 is out, lap 67. Pretty eventful race so far. But Spencer Burns, P1. Trevor Zelazny in 3rd. Having a fantastic run so far for Trevor. Garza, 3rd spot. Frankie Barroso, 4th. And Brandon, 6th in P5. A couple of guys, too, here that I feel like are really having awesome runs. Fleming and Meeks right here, just outside that top 5. Really, really impressive if they can keep that going. Thurston, man, we know how fast he is. Having a good day today so far. Mealy, earlier we saw him riding on board. That wheel was all over the place. The back end kicking out, but he's here, top 10. Ryan Sharp as well. New driver. And man, hey, top 10 days so far is a great day. And this is just one of those races too. I feel like you have to capitalize. I know I said it earlier, but you know, when the heavy hitters are having a bad day and maybe slow or maybe just getting in wrecks, right? Now's your chance to kind of capitalize, get the points, get the stage points, and maybe even sneak out a win, right? I mean, that can be a possibility too. Last year we saw 12 different winners all season long, which is a record for us. That was insane. You know, and then now, hey, I don't know. I mean, it could definitely change in a second. So happy to have a bunch of people on board here. Good stuff. So yellow light still on the pace car. We're going to get one to go here. We'll see the choose car, or the choose lane, excuse me. It used to be a choose car. Not anymore. But, yeah. We're doing it. Lap 68. And by the way, too, I mean, didn't mention it just yet because it's more of an in-league thing, but we're doing in-season tournaments, too. So this season, we're not going to really showcase them necessarily on the stream per se, but we're doing in-season tournaments. So basically what that means is today is the first race out of 3 for the Dash for Cash that we're doing. Basically, drivers go head-to-head against each other in the bracket, right? So, you know, for example, you know, if Spencer Burns and Adam Garza were paired together, then, you know, whoever finishes ahead of the other one advances on to the next round, which is next week in Pocono. And then Charlotte, in 2 weeks, kind of culminates to 4 drivers, and the highest finishing driver of those 4 wins the tournament. So it's pretty cool. Gives these guys something else to fight for, right? Just besides the normal, you know, finishing position and things like that. Kind of makes, adds some more fun to it. So it's also why, you know, besides points, right? Maybe Tim Robb or, you know, Michael Johnson, right? I don't know, Mark Whitley, these guys who are, you know, all banged up. This is a good reason also, right? To stay out, to keep fixing your damage, right? Because you never know if, where your other person is going to finish. So if you want, folks, head to asraiRacing.com, our website, and the very last page on the bottom is the bracket. The bracket is live on the website. You can check it out. You can check out all the matchups, root for your favorite driver, and you'll know who is going up against who. So lap 70 right here, 10 laps to go before stage 2 concludes. Spencer Burns, Adam Garza up front. Green flag, back we go. Ryan Sharp tries to push it 3 wide right there, looks like, in between Mealy and Meeks, but couldn't quite do it. Really now kind of drafting him hard. Doing a pretty good job of it right there on the inside lane. Larson gonna sneak on through, though, on the outside. Good racing right now again, but spotters are so key in a race like this because the drivers up high, down low. We've seen guys, right, coming across the nose of drivers causing yellow. So it's just a matter of like where your nose is. A lot of these guys maybe have a struggle with that, right? Not knowing where their car is compared to other people. Ooh, Weist, I believe, in the back was leaning on Gasorin, where there still is a little bit. Man, Weist not liking that 3 wide, sneaks in front of Christian Angel, I believe that is. It's a fight in the back of the field right now, for sure. 3, 4 wide almost. Oh no! Back of the field, Wildo couldn't hold on to it. And that will be another yellow, it looks like. Oh gosh, Jonathan Wright as well in the back. Oh, who was that right there? Was that Nick Silver? Yes, it was, I think. Nick Silver, blown engine, I believe that was, on the inside. Tough situation right there. Will Doe just didn't quite have the room I mean, yeah, we're seeing 4 wide here, really nose to tail. Smecker, I mean, Basin tries to sneak it in here down low, but he's fine there. But looks like Smecker comes up and just tags the 70. Again, when you're far wide, there's just no room for error. And unfortunately, yeah, right there, bang into Nick Silver. Looks like that was it for him. And then Silver with a blown engine, it would appear like, could not bring that car back down. Not good. Lap 73. A couple of drivers coming down pit road over here. Larson, Scott Gasorn, Jonathan Wright. And that was not the stage end just yet, by the way, so we're not within that 5 laps. But we will soon be, potentially. Tires and fuel. This is smart. I feel like if you're not in that top 10 proximity, this is a smart move, right? Come down, get fuel, get tires, right? And then when the stage flips, a lot of these guys will be in the front of the pack, doing really, really good. So good stuff so far. Spencer Burns leads us off. Tell you what, for a debut race, Spencer Burns doing a fantastic job out front here. Zelazny as well. Garza, Thurston, Frankie Barroso. Bunch of fast drivers making their way. Choose rule should be this time by. Take a look at which direction these drivers decide to take. It looks like you're already starting to see it. High lane versus the low lane. Look at all these drivers choosing the high line right there, but then boom, Max Brady chooses down low. Gains a ton of spots right there by doing that. It's always good to see. So right now, lap 75, just about the stage finish. So again, we're going to have 4 laps here to decide stage number 2. But we're not going to be throwing a yellow, right? Just to clarify. No yellow being thrown at lap 80, but we will be awarding points once the top 10 cross the line for lap 80. If a caution were to come out, that'll bring out, or that'll freeze the field, excuse me, for the stage, since it'll be within 5 laps. So we will see. Frankie Barroso, stage 1 winner, right there in P5. A couple of drivers in the back of the field still. Your pole sitter, Smecker, again, got spun out earlier, a little earlier on. Not doing too bad now. No damage, it looks like, on that drip drops machine, currently in 28th. So here we go. Restarting back on lap 76. 4 laps to go here before stage 2. Who can get the job done? Stack up right there on the inside lane. Didn't really get going. The outside lane, though, really started moving. Frankie Barroso and his teammate 6 right behind him really got a good jump. There's a gap now right here, too. Couldn't get around him. Spencer Burns going to hold him off, too. Frankie Barroso earlier was able to hold on to that number 1 spot to get the stage win with that clean air. But can he do the same thing here, Spencer Burns, as Frankie did? Three wide in the back right here. This is all the top 10. These will pay the points. So getting yourself to the top front will be huge. Ryan Sharp right there as well, middle of the pack. 3 wide here, maybe 4 if Dylan Basin tries to think about it. Uh-oh, James Kaufman in the back. Yellow flag is out. That will end the stage. Hagen and Kaufman. So Spencer Burns on his first race of the season, of his career, early career here in ASRA, has won his first stage. Good stuff right there for Spencer Burns. Scores a stage win. Love it. Garza P2, Zelazny 3rd spot, Frankie Barroso 4th, James Thurston P5, Brandon 6, P6, Mealy 7th, Ryan Sharp 8th, Thomas Meeks 9th, and then Jacob Wiest in P10. Awesome stuff right now, folks. 8th caution. Let's go back real quick if we can. Just want to take a quick peek at what happened. It's already kind of going on down there. Let's get a better shot. Yeah, it just bounces off Robbins. Kept it straight, but Hagen got kind of the worst of it. Also, Max Brady. Man, Brady has been just ping-ponged all race long. Hagen as well, too, so a bad day to be a couple of these guys right here. So right now, we're going to go, stage ends. Kind of a traditional stage end like we've seen before, but not quite. So a lot of guys coming down pit road. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to go race day nonstop. We'll come right back, folks, for the resumption of the race. Last 40 laps underway soon.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, welcome back, folks. Big thanks to our sponsors, as always. Lap number 80. 2/3 of the way through this race right now. Here we go. No more stages. Just the end of the race. Frankie Barroso, Jonathan Wright leads us off here. And yet again, a bring the noise that we can't get through because of a wreck. Man, what are these guys? I don't know if I understand the aggression levels. Why are we going so hard so early? Well, I guess not early anymore, but man, I feel like we've seen the same level of aggression all race long. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here. Thomas Meeks. Man, really in rough shape right there. Try and find out, I guess, where it happened by. Oh, man, Mealy way up high. Looks like that's kind of where it started, maybe. Who else was in front there? Jonathan Wright. He started on the inside lane right there. Man, Hagan just had nowhere to go, I guess. Let's go back to... Go back to kind of where it started. Jonathan Wright right here. We'll see if we can find him. Here he is. Oh, okay, so it wasn't him. It was actually Mealy. Oh, no. And his car looked like it just kind of snapped. So what was that? Let's take a look. Here we go. Ooh, bad bump here by Ryan Sharp. Yeah, just really into that left rear. That'll definitely do it. Hard into the wall there from Mealy. Obviously a big stack up here by Meeks and these guys trying to get away from it, as well as Wright right there. Not good. Big caution involved. Mealy still got drilled there as well. Well, that's going to happen. Aggressive driving. Some mistakes here and there, but 9th caution of the race. I don't know that I expected 9 cautions, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like you've got a big enough track and you've got some room here and room to spread out, but very interesting. You know, the mentality with removing the stage yellows, right, is to kind of eliminate, I guess, the aggression, if that makes sense. I feel like when you remove stages, you know, now there's not like a 40 lap dash, right? Back to back. Now it's, you know, you can kind of spread it out a bit. Now, obviously stage points matter a lot and you want to be up front. So, you know, I guess there's still that urgency, but, you know, at the end of the day, like, we've seen a lot of cautions here tonight that I feel like could, I don't know. It's understandable, right? Like right there, you're driving it in hard, trying to make something happen. So it makes sense, but man. Only race number 2, right? And it's a lot of newer drivers, a lot of older drivers who have been here for quite a while. So it's just a matter of kind of finding the rhythm. You know, a lot of guys still don't know how to race around each other, which is normal, you know, at this point. So usually every season, I feel like we kind of find our rhythm about 3 or 4 races in. After that, it really takes off really nice. You know, I can remember last season, I think it was Kansas, maybe. I think it was like our 3rd or 4th race, maybe our 3rd race. It was brutal. It was definitely rough. as far as cautions and whatnot. But, and this isn't nearly as bad as that just yet, but it definitely, you know, could go off the rails, but hopefully it doesn't. We're pretty close to the end of this race here, lap 85, 35 laps to go. Urgency will pick up, obviously, because people want to get to the front. They want to get some race finishing points, but we will see. Max Brady, man, after a rough race today, I feel like I've seen him involved in every other caution. And here he is in P2. And again, not normally in a plain black car, but I'm guessing some trading paint issues on his end. We tried to refresh it before the race started, but didn't quite work. So not sure what's going on there, but we're going to get this thing back going. Lap 86 here. Up front, Barroso and Brady. And getting it back going here. Green flag. Great stuff so far right now in the backstretch. Everyone kind of tiptoeing so far. It looks like lap 86. Long way to go still. Fuel still might be an issue for some drivers, but... Oh no! Spencer Burns! Holy crap! Huge hit right there by him. Man, he saved it too. He was hard into the outside wall and made it work. Your stage 2 winner. Huge moment right there for him. Big damage too on the right side of that car. Not good. Falling back quickly. You got to be so careful. Adam Garza, man, he has been lurking all race long. There he is. Look at this crossover move he's got here on the inside of 6. Really good move. Can he get that pass alongside? Meanwhile, right behind them, Dylan Basin still trying to get to the front row as well. A lot of these guys have had just super eventful races, and they're able to make it work and get back to the front. That's just how a lot of these guys are resilient, right? You have a long enough race to where you can get involved in an accident, right? But still be there at the end. Still fighting Matthew Fleming right here. Jujua involved in earlier incidents. Will Doe, by the way, P11 after we saw him get spun out earlier on. A lot of guys showing speed, even through the chaos. I feel like this race has been a story about the clean air. I mean, look at what Frankie can do here in the front of the pack. It just doesn't seem like big wiggle right there by Mark Whitley, who, by the way, where the hell did he come from? Mark Whitley. Oh, no, P6. Huge bump by Smucker there, and then Bowie kind of accordioned. Let's take a closer look at that number 77. That car is pretty well cleaned up. The right side, I believe, was the one that had the worst of it. But this is what I mean, right? The race is long enough. You have enough cautions to kind of fix the car, right? And you can be right here in contention. Oh, Gasorin does not know. He's 3 wide right there. Squeeze Jua. Oh, man, getting word. Whitley was down 7.5 minutes of damage, I'm guessing is what that means. That's crazy. But hey, that's the good news about, you know, the cautions, right? That's kind of the alternate storyline, right? So like, while as a viewer you're like, well, damn, we've had like 9 cautions. It's kind of like, you know, what the hell, bro? Yeah, but you know what? It's also giving time for a lot of these guys to recover, right? I mean, again, look at Whitley, look at Max Brady, who's been involved in, I feel like, everything so far this race. It feels like, right? I mean, Dylan Basin, we saw him have a couple penalties earlier on, you know? So it's like these races, they allow these guys to get themselves into position. You can recover from a mistake. You might not get stage points, but you'll be there at the end. Adam Garza peaks down low right here. Just saw some rubber flying. I don't know if that was a wreck or not, but doesn't appear to be. P1 up for grabs right now. Frankie Barroso about to surrender the lead to Adam Garza. And Adam Garza, again, looking to get his first win of his career here in ASRA. Might not going to get it though. Right there, inside line just does not seem like the preferred lane right now. Gets a nice dive in here, but does 6 get a better runoff? It looks like he might. Oof. It's just so close right now. Lap 94. 25 laps away, just about, in this race. Fog starting to roll in just a little bit here. Always a fun time to show off some weather physics, but Brandon Bowie making a dive bomb move here too on the inside. Look at this. We saw him spin through the grass as well. And Adam Garza kind of falling back now. Again, tire wear could be huge here, right? This is long green flag runs, considering how big the fuel, cell is, right? So that plays a role into it too. You can't blow the rubber off. Up front though, Frankie Barroso, Brandon 6 still in the front. I'm seeing a couple of guys here too that I'm really impressed by. Matthew Fleming, right behind here. Mark Whitley, getting a good push here from Juju. Might get that outside lane here. Good push, Zelazny as well behind him. Josh Larson, top 13 spot so far. Christian Angel. A lot of good stories right now so far. Quick update too, while we're 25 laps to go, back at the field right now. You'll see them scrolling on the tower. I know we don't always show the drivers below 20th place, but that's because our tower is a little bit kooky sometimes, and sometimes it works. So Jonathan Wright, Mealy, both out of the race right here, as you're seeing. Everyone else down below this also out or into the pits with a lot of damage. So not good, unfortunately, for a bunch of those guys. Looks like top 20, though, is on the lead lap. So that is good to see. Frankie Barroso still maintains the lead here. Bowie Esports, though, starting to kind of creep up to the front. Frankie and 6 have been here for a while now, but now we're starting to see Bowie really making a run. But then Juju down here as well, down low, getting word too. He was 9 seconds. Oh my word, Whitley! Huge wreck with Dylan Basin. 7.5 seconds. It's going to be a lot more than that this time by, unfortunately, for that 77. Not sure if it snapped on him or not, but it looked like it did from the angle that we had initially. Man, tough stuff right there. 23 laps to go. Let's go back and take a look. That was a violent shake right there, I guess. So that's... Try and see where this goes down. Maybe he got involved with somebody else. It's hard to know until we see it. Let's find out here. This is going to be a little bit before it goes down. We see Thurston up ahead and Zelazny. Fleming getting oh yeah, Whitley, holy crap. Just lost it. Yeah, man. Yeah, just flat lost it, unfortunately. But I mean, we've seen that a couple times, right? I mean, we've seen Mealy, you know, just about lose it too. That can happen. So now here's the money stop. Everyone comes down pit road, fuel and fresh tires. This is huge. Cannot mess up your pit box here. 4 tires and fuel and off you go. Everyone's good for fuel. This time, a couple of guys looks like taking 2 tires potentially. Maybe Bowie, maybe Garza. And there's the race off pit road right here with 22 laps to go. Big, big implications to finish off this race. It's going to be a wild one, folks. 20 laps to go probably. And by the time we get back green, let's shoot it over real quick to some commercial breaks. Thank our sponsors, folks. We'll come right back. Welcome back, folks. Right now to the Blackened American Whiskey 240. Working our 10th caution of the race. Man, big crowd, big field today. A lot of things going on, but right now we have 21 laps to go, 20 at the stripe here. What can these drivers do? A couple of guys took 2, a couple of guys took 4 tires here. Everyone should be good to go on fuel. What happens at the end of this race? Here we go. Garza gets a fantastic jump right there. James Thurston not too far back with Bowie on the outside. Bunch of guys going for it. Look at this pack right here. 3 wide here. Brandon Fetterplay is going to go 3 wide in the middle. Josh Larson gets a good run on the outside too, getting pushed by Smecker. Ooh, Drew Jua. A little bit of bump right there. Gotta be careful. Had to have known he was there. In the back, Austin Halsey, Fleming. Man, one more wreck to add to the total today. Let's take a look once more. Okay, so we're seeing Halsey right here up front, right next to Salyers. Oh, man. Zelazny's way up front. Oh, looks like Fleming might have just lost it right there. He was already kind of sideways. Might have yanked the wheel a little too hard left just to avoid, avoid missing Zelazny, who was way up high. Unfortunately, just, man, could not slow down enough and kept it going. Tough break. Man, 19 laps to go. See, this is where the intensity picks up. This is the part where, hey, we don't like to see caution-filled races, right? But in a case like this, it's going to happen, right? But this is also why I personally like the fact that, the stage cautions are now removed, right? Because now we're not going to have to trudge through two more yellows, right? On top of what's already kind of a lot, right? In my opinion. So, it's going to happen, right? Races like this will happen. Early season jitters, you've got Talladega out of the way. Big track, wide racing. It's going to happen. Next week at Pocono, kind of a one-lane groove for the most part. We shouldn't see this at all, or at least you wouldn't think. So, but it can happen. 18 laps to go. We're getting down to it. People are going to be desperate to get to the front and get as many points as possible. So, only 3 green and white checkered flag attempts are possible. So, we'll see. Bednards right now coming down pit road has some, actually not too bad right there. It looks like it. Car looks pretty clean from this angle. Should be able to get going there. John Hagan, yeah, some big damage. Fleming has some damage here on the front right there. Not terrible. Should be able to get going there. Oasis Sim Racing, man. Love these colors here too. Love that Miami Vice look to it. Dylan Basin, up and down day for sure. Austin Halsey, again, new to the series, but doing pretty good, right? But, man, early season. William Robbins, oof. That right front, not good. Then Meeks as well. These guys, a couple of guys, Meeks and Fleming, man, they were having great runs. Tim Robb, pretty well bound up as well. So you definitely hate to see it, right? You hate to see, good people not having a great race. But, hey, their day is coming for sure. We've seen them do really well. But right now it's, said it earlier, right? It's kind of attrition. Just getting through this race. And we're going to have races like this that are like, a couple more yellows than we wanted, but that's all. Oof, what the hell was that? my body just I don't know, exploded internally. Excuse me, but yeah, Adam Garza out front. At the end of the day, though, I look at this top 5 really. Garza, Bowie, Thurston, Larson, Brady. At the end of the day, right, the cream rises to the top. You've got guys here who, you'd expect maybe to be at the front. Larson actually in P4 is very good. There he is, right? Is this his shot? BP not too far back. Frankie Barroso, I feel like has, kind of dominated this race in a sense. I've got a feeling he took 4 tires along with, maybe the people around him. So it just depends, right? If this race can go green for a good amount of time, I feel like those 4 tires might really mean a lot. But if it's short runs here to the end and yellow after yellow after yellow, it might be a different story. We'll see. Up front, though, Garza and Bowie. What the hell was that? Okay. We're going green. Screw it. Adam Garza up front. James Thurston up front as well, too. And Brandon Bowie. Oh, my word. What was that? Getting word. Christian Angel, his wheel just turned off. Oh, my word. And it's Christian and Frankie both having incredible races. Just got screwed. Unbelievable. That's the online version. That's the sim racing version of blowing a tire. It's just sometimes the equipment you have can just, or internet, right, or electric issues can just screw you. That's super unfortunate right there. But up front, who can get it done? Garza, Thurston, Bowie in the top 3. Garza going to try and do the snake. You'll see that a lot at like Pocono next week in Indianapolis. Try and break that draft. I just thought of kind of a funny thing earlier on. Before the race, Frankie tells Christian, are you going to wreck me again like you did in Talladega? I mean, it was funny in the moment, and now it's kind of funny. So, oh, man, I'm sure they're not laughing about it, but it's... you hate to see it. Garza. Little snaky snake. Up with Thurston, Brady, and Bowie. Smecker, again, your pole sitter. Finding his way back to the front. We're seeing single file racing right now. They want to get to the front. They know that. In the back, though, these guys have got to do something different. 2 tires versus 4 tires right here. Different strategies. Probably should have been a caution there. Nope. It was 2 cars. 2 cars is not a caution. 3 is. Unless I miss somebody else involved. But 2 cautions is not a caution as far as race control thrown cautions. Max Brady trying to make a move here against Thurston. Not quite there yet. Up front, though, man, this is good stuff. We've seen Thurston in the winner's circle before, right? Last year at Long Beach, subbed in for Kenny Reel and got the W on the road course. Adam Garza, though, his first season here, and we know how fast he is. And right now, trying to get his first win of the season early here in Michigan. Brandon Six really close right there up against Devin Smecker. Drew a big bump right there behind him. It's going to help him a lot. And then Bowie, same thing with Brady. Going to try and get him around Thurston. 11 laps to go. Garza really feeling that clean air right here. Very strong car for sure. He's really been in the top 5 the entire time. Just hasn't been able to really lead the laps. But right now we're seeing Spencer Burns leading kind of the second pack right here. Stage 2 winner. Really good job by these boys. All kind of single file for the most part. Everyone maybe just wanting to get to the end of this race. I don't know, but long race. Just about. Only 10 laps to go, though. Max Brady got around Adam Garza. Excuse me, Thurston and Bowie. Gonna try and do his thing here. Six gonna try and side draft off of Smecker. A lot of really fast drivers in this pack, though. I mean, right behind Juas, Fetter Place, Kenny Reel even right here, P9. Looking very good. Trying to back up his P2 finish, his career best last week. Very strong start to his season so far. Right now, though, nobody can catch Adam Garza. You can see that snake they're trying to do. You'll see that a lot next week in Pocono on the front stretch. The longest front stretch there is on the schedule. Right there. Really good line, too. You can really see how much he gains about middle corner off. Eight laps to go in the Blackened American Whiskey 240 here in Michigan. Man, look at how tight they are now, too. Thurston going to get a run here, being pushed by his teammate. Smecker has the run. Ooh, right into the back of Brady. Brady going to absolutely send it here. Into the corner, did not make it stick. It looks like he'll be side by side here with Garza. Now we're going to see two lanes form here. Who can outplay the other one? Brady definitely in a better spot here for the outside lane. Seems like the outside lane's been the preferred one the entire time. And just like that, different leader. Brady up front. Bowie right there as well. Thurston not going away. With 6 laps to go. 3 wide now. Is Bowie making a move here? Not yet. Trying to get some clean air, maybe. Who has the fresher tires? I believe Bowie was one of the guys who took 2. So his car should be turning a lot better, but oh man. Tight right here. 5 at the line. Further on back, a lot of these guys starting to catch up a little bit. As they race up front, they're catching him up. Hagen. A couple of guys here aren't on the lead lap. Well, excuse me, they are. Hagen is. Kaufman is too. And they're fighting for some good positions right here. Front of the pack's getting really, really tight now too. Tires starting to wear off. Ooh, Jua gets behind. 6 saves it. Awesome job right there. Well, we thought a big bump would come from 6, but that did not happen. Oh, but a caution comes out. John Hagen around, looks like. Well, that changes everything. Man, what a run that was. For about that top 6 or 7, man. That was incredible stuff right there. What happens to John Hagen? I believe it might have been a solo incident. We'll see. Okay, so right here on the inside of Jacob Wiest. Almost tags him there. Backs off a little bit. Maybe gets loose here on the exit, just like Whitley did. Oh, yeah. Little bobble there. Oh, boy. Yeah. Man, yeah. Saved it and then didn't. Kept it in the, in the gas. Understandably so, because it is late in the race. You want to just not give up positions, right? So I can't fault him for trying, but man, it's a tough break at the end of this race. Turn 4 has been kind of treacherous. We've seen, I mean, Whitley got spun out, right? 2-time champion. It can happen. But right now, 12th caution, 3 to go. So we're going to go under our first green-white checkered attempt here. And this right here, folks, is where things get dicey. I mean, I look at this top 6. Hold on. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, there's no way they're all coming down pit road. But that's the thing. Brady, man, you feel for him, right? Whatever move he makes, everyone else is going to do the opposite. Fresh tires will definitely mean a lot here. But that might have just been a bad call. It's a tough break, but you got to do... I mean, you got to do, you got to make a move, right? And that's what he did. A couple more guys here. Frankie Barroso. Such a good race, man, but just got just super, super awkward way to wreck, right? Start of the restart. Christian Angel's wheel disconnects. Man, heartbreaking, but hey, got some really good stage points. I believe stage 1 obviously won. And then stage 2, he got 4th, I believe it was. So really, really good stuff for him. Just has to try and maybe maintain a little more. But hey, if this thing goes green, he could definitely find himself into maybe a top 10. He's going to come out here, you know, pretty low, but we'll see. Spencer Burns as well, the other stage winner right now, currently in P8. So he's right there kind of making his debut. Clean race today. Love to see new drivers coming in and being super clean. I got to say, really, I mean, everybody who's been in here this season so far, him and Ryan Sharp, Bednards, you know, Albert Forster had an issue earlier on, but like overall, these guys are pretty clean. And we love that, right? Clean over fast is usually a good combination to start off with. And it's good to see those guys coming in and, man, doing a great job. So right now, 3 to go. We're going to get 2 to go here, obviously. So this is going to be our first official green-white checkered. As you see everyone choosing right there, the start-finish line is the official choose mark of what lane they want. So this is interesting. So we're going to get 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. So if you're new to that format, what that pretty much means is that we're going to go green flag right here, like a normal, you know, restart. If the leader crosses the white flag and gets the white flag, then the next flag ends it, which means that we will definitely race it to the end, and we will get a green flag checkered finish. Now, if yellow comes out before they take the white, then they will try it again 3 more times, or 3 in total, 2 more times after the initial. On the 3rd attempt, if a yellow flag comes out, then the field is frozen, and that is how the race will end. Everyone still has to come around, you know, cross the checkered flag and things like that under yellow, but at the time of yellow, that's when they will be scored in their position. So the leader at the time of yellow on the 3rd attempt will be the winner. And right now, we're going to give it a go. We only get 3 of these. Brandon Bowie up high, Thurston, P2. Second group is where you want to be, and man, Bowie, all this talent up front right now. Last year's champion. Can he walk away with his first win of the season early? But to find out. Green, white checkered attempt, number 1. Off we go. Great jump on the high line there for Bowie. Jumps down low though. Wants to block any momentum. This is the great thing too. He's going to have such a great jump here. The clean air, but also the fact that he can just arc the corners like he wants to. Good move here. Garza going to try and slide job him a little bit. Gets him maybe. Bowie may have to kind of send it in here. Does it. Slide job. There it is. Will we get the white flag? Brandon 6 bouncing off the side of Kenny Reel. Don't think we're going to get it. Oh, do we get it? The white flag is out. We do get the white flag. The Starch Industries 1 to go. Who will win? We'll cover that wreck after the checkered flag. But Brandon Bowie comes around, turns 1 and 2. Garza, Thurston, Zelazny. Who can get the race win here? Bowie has the run. Garza's right there, though. Uh-oh. Can Garza sneak around him on the outside? I don't think it's going to be enough. Thurston's right here, too, on the inside. Teammates, it's not going to be enough. Your defending champion, Brandon Bowie, will find his way into victory circle in Michigan. What an incredible finish. After everything, man, after everything we just witnessed, that was an incredible finish right there. We've got a couple of wrecks to look at the end. I'm actually surprised that wreck coming to the line did not cause a yellow flag. I'm very, very shocked by that. Looks like Kenny Reel might have been sideways. Pretty well sideways, actually, coming to the line. So very, very shocked by that. But it did not happen. So we'll go back and take a look in just a second. But man, Brandon Bowie gets the job done. You're gonna burn it down here. Man, incredible job here by Brandon Bowie to get the job done here in Michigan for the Blackened American Whiskey 240. Incredible job. We'll talk to him in your top three in just a minute. Adam Garza, P2. Trevor Zelazny being scored as P3. Unbelievable. Let's go back real quick as we crank the music up a little bit more. Take a look back real fast at that wreck that I guess didn't bring out a yellow. Let's try and find out what happened here. Happened way in the back. Yeah, it kind of starts off with Kenny Reel back here. Again, this is coming to the white flag on our green and white checkered. This did not, surprisingly, bring out a yellow flag. We'll take a look. 6 obviously racing really aggressive here, side by side. 1 bang too many. Ooh, some severe netcode there. If you saw that, crazy netcode was involved. And then, yeah, teammates collide right here. Oh, man. Unfortunate. Looks like 6 kept going. Fetter Place I saw got involved as well. Man, really, really unfortunate there. Kenny Reel was sideways. Very, very shocked. iRacing did not throw the yellow, but that's how it goes. So Brandon Bowie, your winner. We'll come back real quick, folks. We'll talk to a couple sponsors and thank them. And we'll talk to our top 3. Stick around. All right, we're back, folks. Let's bring in Trevor Zelazny being scored as P3. Man, what a job by Trevor to get that job done today. Here he is. Let's bring him in real fast. Here he is. Trevor Zelazny, man, unbelievable job there to kind of finish. Not kind of. You did finish P3. Pretty wild ride. You were kind of there for the most part in the top 5, I would say, for a good portion of the race, man. You looked very good up there. How do you feel finishing P3?
It feels phenomenal. What an up and down day. First off, I hit the wall both laps in qualifying, so I had to start 37th out of 39 cars. Wasn't too happy about that. Made my way up to 20th and then got set back again. Burned up the right front. Had a little right front damage. My only unfortunate part is I didn't get to lead the lap. That's the one point I feel like I missed out on. I pushed Spencer too many laps. Didn't get to lead one, but after the 66 sliding up and putting me in the fence, having to repair damage. I kind of seas parted right there in front of me for the 4th place, and then the teammates in front of me got together and allowed us to get 3rd. So an up and down day, but definitely well deserved. Plenty of stage points, so really good points day for the 23.
Yeah, really impressive stuff, man. Real quick too. I mean, this is different now. Like with stages not being yellow flags. Like we don't get to talk to the stage winners mid race. So like, how'd the car feel for you? Throughout the pack, it seemed like guys were making pretty aggressive moves and pretty good. I mean, was the car planted? Was it kind of floaty? Like, what are your thoughts?
Personally, I think the setup was phenomenal. It was very, very racy. You could throw slide jobs if you didn't clear while you're getting freight trained by the outside line. In practice, we were able to run the bottom in the group. I don't know if the track temp went up or what, because in the race, if you weren't on the outside, you were getting freight trained. So if you threw a slider and you didn't clear, you're going to the rear. So you kind of had to pick and choose your battles. It made people race smart. It made a lot of people race a lot smarter, and it was a lot cleaner. The no stage cautions, personally, I love it. It keeps the racing under green and allows, you build up a For example, you build up a 5-second lead, it's not reset. You know, it's well deserved. So, if the caution comes out, it's because of something happening on the track, not because they want to bunch us up and
Right.
see more wrecks. So I love the no cautions. Definitely, there was a lot of strategy. At one point, we had guys stay out, guys take 2, and guys take 4, and we were kind of all mixed and matched in the middle of the pack. So that strategy was kind of awesome. So far, hell of a season, and looking forward to keeping it going.
Yes, sir, man. Impressive stuff so far, man. P3, great start to your season, dude. Hey, I will catch you next week at Pocono. Good stuff, man.
Yep, sounds good.
There he is, Trevor Zelazny. Great job there. Bringing in P2, Adam Garza. Let's sneak him in. Our first time talking to Adam Garza this season, so let's get him in real quick. Here's the man, Adam Garza. Man, hey, what a hell of a race today for you. Led a bunch of laps, arguably probably one of the fastest drivers here, but just fell short a little bit. P2, though, either way, man, your season's starting pretty strong. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, we feel pretty good. You know, second place doesn't get the trophies, but, you know, all in all, just want to thank Cardano, Bowling Pool, and the Cardano community for giving me a chance, and Brian Murphy and everyone at Murphy Esports for giving me this chance to try and put this thing in the wind. We were close to crossing the finish line first, but second one I have to do today, we were very close, and Brandon did an amazing job defending there. And it was all around an up and down race with the officiating call there, send it to the back, had a blast going back through the front.
Yeah.
Just maximize the day for sure. That was the focus.
Yeah, really good stuff, man. I mean, obviously, it's clear to me, at least from my spectrum, that that win's coming for sure. I mean, you've got the speed. I mean, looking really good. You race clean as far as, maybe, I don't know if we ask the same question to your competitors, but I mean, it's looking really good, man. You never know, right? From the booth to the car. But, hey, really good stuff. Very, very fast. That one's coming for sure, man. Hey, give us a quick shout out, by the way, to your friends, family, sponsors. Who you got?
Yes, I want to thank Cardano, the Cardano community, Bone Pool and Hosky, and Brian Murphy for giving me this chance, or all these wonderful people coming together to give me this opportunity to be able to showcase my talent. I understand this is my first season, and very new to the sim, but, you know, just when people take chances and give opportunities like that, I'm very humble and grateful to be able to get this opportunity. And, you know, my teammates, we work together really well. We got great chemistry going on in the Murphy camp, and you know, even outside of racing too, just becoming friends, and it's all around a great group. So just thank you to everyone there and getting this all together for me.
Yes, sir, man. Definitely welcome here, and yeah, an awesome talent. So glad to have you for sure. Hey, man, next week, Pocono, we'll see you there, dude. Have a good night.
I appreciate you, Steve. Thank you.
All right, there he is, Adam Garza. First time getting a chance to talk to him in the booth, which is great. I've got a feeling, I'm telling you, we're going to talk to him a lot, I feel like, in the booth after these races. But right now, we're going to bring in man of the hour, Brandon Bowie. Here he is, P1 on the day, the 54, Brandon Bowie, defending series champion. And just like that, race number 2, you get the W. No worries, right? I mean, man, just looking so good out there. I feel like for majority of the race, I don't know if it didn't go your way or if something wasn't really, doing it right, but you were there at the end, and I mentioned it live. I'm like, at the end of the race, these guys, right, the cream rises to the top, and they find a way to get it done, and you did just that, man. P1, how do you feel?
Exhausted, to be honest with you. Just going, just starting off this race, I didn't qualify very well, and I was kind of bummed about that. Not really sure where those guys found that type of speed, but I was quite irritated. But, I got to also understand that, it's 120 laps, so you got to be there at the end, to have a chance at it. So I just kind of drove through the field and, was making my way on the high line. High line was really, really strong tonight. If you could get the setup free enough, then you could do some things, definitely. But for the most part, I kind of hung around the high side and got caught up in the wreck with Michael Johnson, and I think I don't know what the number was. I don't want to mistake that. But I know that Michael Johnson, my teammate, got into the wall, and I think I got some right front damage. So to come back down pit road, fix that, then go back out again. Then I got net coated, go back down pit road, do it all over again. So it was a lot of irritation, a lot of aggressiveness, but I honestly think that that's just this track. Unfortunately, it's just how you have to drive.
Yeah,
And go ahead.
I was going to mention that. I mean, Michigan, like I expected, some good racing, but I also think, you know what? It's not Talladega, right? We're still going fast. We're still 3 and 4 wide, maybe 5, depending. So, I guess maybe me, I kind of came into this race thinking, yeah, it could be pretty clean. But yeah, I think you're right. It's just like throughout the race, I'm like, man, guys are getting pretty aggressive, but it's just the nature of the track, I think. And it was good racing, but it's also aggressive in ways, and people made mistakes at loose conditions out of 4, but what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it was just, aggression because people want to get to the front, or without stages, right? There's no stage caution. So where's the urgency come from?
I think it's just a matter of, if you can, because this race really required teamwork. And like you said, you're right. This isn't a super speedway, but because of the way how these cars draft and they put such a big hole in the air, you might as well say it is. I mean, you are lifting into 2, you are lifting into 4, but you can drive it into that corner really far, maybe burp the throttle and just enough to kind of get it to hook and keep going. So, yeah, I would probably say, I mean, I'm gonna hope honestly that this is just this track and the aggressiveness is not gonna continue through the season.
Right.
I think there's a lot of new people that came on board, and just a lot of people trying to figure people out. So,
Agreed.
So I think honestly, we'll just have to see. I know, like I said, me personally, I know that you have to be extra aggressive here, just because it's so easy to have 2 cars line up and catch you and pass you, and then it's like you have no say in it. So it's it is what it is. For Michigan, I know we got some tracks coming up that's not necessarily like this, but I think it might continue for a couple more races, but I do think it would die down. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the race overall was kind of crazy. Me trying to get back through the field for the 3rd time was kind of amazing that I didn't get wrecked again. And then I'm not sure what happened to Max. Max pitted. I'm assuming he didn't have enough fuel to make it, which kind of sucks. Cause I kind of pushed him out there, and I was actually okay with finishing 2nd, if I could, or top 3. And then he pitted, and then I was like, well, I guess this is if I can hold him off, then I'll take it. So. I guess I got to thank all the people that definitely helped me, because it was pretty crazy out there.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, absolutely. Just an awesome race. Eventful for sure, but Pocono next week might see a lot of the same. Maybe not. Single groove racing and things like that. Obviously a very unique track. So we'll see how that turns out once we get there. But hey, new season, new jitters, new nerves, all kinds of stuff, new drivers, right? So it all makes sense, man. But hey, either way, you come out on top, P1, dude. Awesome stuff. Floor is yours for sponsors, friends, and family. What you got, man?
Yeah, I gotta thank my family. They allow me to do these races without any complaints or anything like that. So first, gotta thank them. I gotta thank my team, the Boot Esports team, because they put in the time to test different settings and try different things, try and see if we can be ready for the weekend and week out of these races. The competition is definitely steep this season, so a lot of us are having to definitely step up and really put it out there and see how things shake out. So far so good. We one day to Daytona, Jesus, one Talladega and won this race, so that's 2 in a row. So we're gonna see if maybe we can keep it going. But I don't know. Like I said, tough competition. Gotta thank Battle Beaver, Circle B Diecast. Of course, the ASRA League, you, of course, for broadcasting, and also for a little hint for everybody, for you painting this beautiful paint scheme of mine, because it's, in my opinion, the best looking paint scheme out there. Yeah, I think that's it.
There you go, man. Good stuff. We'll see you next week in Pocono.
All right, Steve. Thanks.
There he is, Brandon Bowie, the winner of today's Blackened American Whiskey 240. Man, incredible job here from Brandon Bowie. 2 back-to-back Bowie Esport wins on the season. What does that mean for the rest of the field? I'll tell you what, I'm telling you, next week Pocono, maybe the week after Charlotte, we'll see. A lot of drivers can win races for sure, and the competition is steep. Results are on the left side of the screen, folks. Big thanks to you again for being here, supporting us on race day and the league ASRA. Go and check us out on Twitter. I guess it's called X now, at ASRA iRacing. Go ahead and follow us and watch out for any updates we have. We'll update the Dash for Cash in-season tournament results on there, as well as all kinds of other things throughout the week. So next week, Pocono at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be back here for us, and we'll be here for you. So have a good night, folks. We love you, and take care.